You can see the volume that we've removed from the bike and the mess that the hoses create. No problem, no error codes. The motorcycle EVAP system was developed to reduce emissions, and it uses a charcoal can, which is like a sponge. The charcoal inside of this plastic case is like a sponge for fumes leaving the gas tank. It stores these, and when the time is right, it unleashes the fumes into the throttle bodies where they're burnt off. And a solenoid valve sits in between to make sure that it all only goes one way and that the fumes are released at the right time. If you take your motorcycle apart, you'll realize that this uses a lot of space. So if you're like me and you like a tidy motorcycle, it's nice to take it out. Now, in order to do that, we need to reroute the fuel tank fume hose towards the bottom of the bike, away from the hot exhaust. We need to block off the throttle bodies, and we need to replace the solenoid valve with a resistor to trick the ECU into thinking that everything is just fine. So if you look at the circuit again, fumes from the fuel tank enter into this hose, are absorbed into the charcoal can, and then are released through this hose, through the solenoid valve, into the throttle bodies. And on this side, we actually have a drain here in case of overflow, and a breather, so that there isn't a vacuum created when things move around inside the charcoal can. So when we're replacing everything and removing everything, we don't need to worry about this breather tube. We don't need to replace it with anything. The drain, we don't need to worry about either. But we'll have a hose connecting the fuel tank to the drain hose. And that way the fumes will just go directly into the drain hose. All of this will be removed, the throttle bodies capped off, the resistor installed. So all we have to worry about is the caps, the resistor, and the drain. So we'll have a quick look at the gas tank here. This is for the vapors. The vapors travel down here and into your charcoal can. This is for your overflow. You fill up with too much fuel, it overflows, it spills, whatever, and it drains out this way. And just to demonstrate where everything roughly went, these hoses went into the throttle bodies, and they would attach under here. The solenoid sat roughly around here, and the charcoal can is over here. So when we remove all of that, it cleans things up nicely. And of course, the fuel injectors need to go back in. You can see the volume that we've removed from the bike and the mess that the hoses create. This is the breather tube, the breather for the charcoal can. So this is what I'm going to connect directly to the fumes outlet on the gas tank. And the fumes will run through this hose down onto the left side of the bike, away from the hot exhaust, and they'll be purged out towards the floor. Just an installation note, these caps with the hose rings, usually with this type of ring, which is the kind you'd ideally use, you use the ratchet to hold the ring open. And it's worth getting a set of these. But in this case, you mightn't have the space to get in there and push it on. You can just push it on by hand. I gave it a tug. It's not coming off, not easily. So this is what connected to the solenoid valve or purge valve. And in choosing your resistor, you want to make sure that the resistance is higher than the resistance of the solenoid valve. You take your multimeter, you plug the ends into these connections, and in this case I think I got 24 ohms. So I just need to go over 24 ohms, and I need to make sure that it can handle the 12 volt power at 24 ohms. In this case I went way over. I think it was 270 ohms, and it's a 3 watt resistor if I remember correctly. And then you plug those numbers into your resistor calculator online, and you'll find that the 3 watts is sufficient for a 12 volt system. Now what I've done is I've taken the ends of the resistor and I've folded them over so that they're thicker in width but also in depth, you see. Now what that means is I can slide it into the connector and I get a pretty snug fit. And now I'll tape over it, and that should be sufficient. So now I've everything ready to be reassembled. As you can see down here, I've already installed the caps to block off the throttle bodies. In my hand here, this part was the drain hose that connected to the charcoal can that was over here. This part was the hose that connected to the gas tank on one end and the charcoal can on the other. I want the right size to reconnect it to the gas tank, but this time it's just going to purge it towards the bottom left hand side of the bike. So I've cut this down to a neat size, and then I've taken the breather hose. One end of it was the perfect size to connect these two, and I've added the hose rings. And when I reassemble everything, you can imagine the gas tank is going to sit on top. This is going to be plugged into the gas tank, maybe around here. And I'm just going to be aware that these aren't rubbing against anything. And finally, I have the resistor installed into the connector end and neatly wrapped up with the electrician's tape. And I'm going to zip tie that somewhere like this. I'm just reinstalling the fuel injectors, and I thought that I would point out, if it's helpful to anyone, how these fuel hoses connect. So you can see there's this plastic sliding part. You want to slide it open, and of course it would be the same when you're unplugging it. You plug it in and then you lock it. And just to point out, because I did manage to make a mistake, this is the overflow drain for the gas tank. So that connects to the gas tank. And when I first put all this together, I accidentally connected this hose to the overflow drain. So in the end, you're going to have two drains. One is the overflow and one is for vapors. Just a note on the drain hose that we've made to bypass the EVAP can. It has this funny shape, as you can see. Now I want to just be careful that I'm not going to create, unfortunately there is this U in the hose, so I'm going to see how everything fits together with the gas tank, and then I'm going to try and modify this to eliminate the U, because I don't want any fuel to get stuck here, which might damage the hose over time. So just a final look at what we've done before the gas tank goes on. Now we've deleted the entire EVAP system, cleaned things up nicely. There's going to be a drain that will plug into the gas tank for the vapors. There's another drain for overflow. You have the fuel line for the gas tank, and one of these is for the fuel pump and one is for your fuel gauge. Over here, well, you can't see it anymore because I have the fuel injectors installed again, but we have everything capped off, the hose is removed. This is the final shape I've chosen for the hose that connects directly to the fuel tank. I'm going to get that fuel pump running a few times. So turned it on, turned it off a few times to get that fuel pump working. Started it up, no problem, no error codes.